Welcome. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Levis Nguku. I'm an orthopedic surgeon working at the Machakos Orthopedic Clinic. Been working here and we worked here for the last 7 years or so. Yes.
My name is Mwanza Nguku. I'm an anesthesiologist working in Machakos. Yes, I work with him.
We finished our AIF scholarship in July 2012. We ran it from April 2012 to July 2012. I had my fellowship in Pediatric orthopedics and arthroplasty.
I also joined him at the same time. I got to experience many things. I initially went with the thought I would do pediatric anesthesia, but the professors were so kind, I was able to experience pain, work in the pain department. I was also able to work with ENT and also pediatric urology.
Okay, so we have a small and young family. My wife is here. She had already introduced herself. She is a doctor speaking. We have 2 children. One is 5, our firstborn. She is a girl. Her name is Grace Nguku. She is 5 years old. She just started school last year. And because she started school and the younger one is feeling bored, the second born also now joins her in school. The second born is 3 years old. He's called Jason Nguku. He says that he is in grade 2 in a high school. And so whenever we are taking him to school, he'll say, "That is my school," and he'll point at a high school and say he's in grade 2. Most high schools don't have grade 2, but that's what he says. And so now both of them are in school. The younger one is more of escorting the older one. It's more like play group for him. Hopefully in the next short while I'll go and pick them up and bring them over. It's a pleasure being able to work with them and have fun with them. Yes, so that's our family. We moved to Machakos from Kijabe in 2015. That's when we started the Machakos Orthopedic Clinic. My wife usually tells the story better, so I'll let her tell the story.
Okay. When we were working in Kijabe, we were working in a hospital that was started by Americans, just similar to Severance, almost the same time. But the challenge that we faced was that we were seeing people coming from very far away, around Machakos, which is almost 200 kilometers away. And they're coming for things that did not make sense. They were very, very small things. And so we're wondering how come they're passing many cities to come to seek help here. And so we started doing research to find out why are these people coming. And we realized because there was no orthopedic services. There was only one doctor serving a population of more than almost 5 million. And so we felt like there is definitely a need. But then what made us actually want to go is one day when we get a child who was playing with another boy. He's 13 years old. He had just finished primary school. He had started secondary school, high school. And so he was playing with a fellow boy and the other boy pushed him and he fell down. Boys always break their hands, so breaks his hand. But unfortunately, where the hand is fixed, they put that plaster too tightly. And so his hand gets deformed. And so his hand gets deformed, he comes to the hospital where we're working to have the hand corrected. But unfortunately, he had a problem where the hand, whenever he gets any wound, it doesn't heal quickly. And so they had to do surgery, he gets an infection, so they cut the hand here, then they eventually amputated here. And so this is a boy who is 13 years old, ends up with an amputation, which totally changes his life, just because his hand was wrapped wrongly the first time. And so we felt, we're in a hospital, there are 5 orthopedic surgeons, we are too many there. And so we decided, why don't we just leave and go to this rural area? And so we decided to come here, investigate, look for a place. Initially, the place was very small, and we were sleeping in the clinic.
When we first moved to Machakos, we would sleep in the clinic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So during the day, it is our clinic. In the evening, it is our home. So I did that for almost 2 years. Yeah. And so that was the reason why we left. Because one, the need. And then the other reason we found was that when we started investigating, we found that the cost of orthopedic surgery was very expensive. People don't have money. And so people will have to sell their land to be able to come and get care. So you've broken your hand, but you have to sell your land. Where is your family going to stay? Where are your children going to stay if you're going to sell your land? And so we felt like that is really unfair. And the reason of why orthopedic surgery was expensive is because there are no specialists. And then in orthopedics, we put implants, metal pieces. You've broken your bone, we get a metal plate and put screws in you. Those things are very costly. They're costing almost 5 times the amount that we would be able to do the surgery. And so we felt like if we are going to help this poor person in the rural area, we have to make these services affordable to them. If we buy these implants at almost $200 for this patient, we can buy it from China, that same thing, and it will cost around $10 to even at most $15. And so we felt that we can actually make orthopedic surgery, which is very expensive, to be affordable to them. And in the process, because it is affordable and people can pay from their pocket without having to sell their land, we're able to guarantee quality. We're able to get companies that manufacture in China who market and sell their implants to the European market. So you're guaranteed that the same quality that someone in Europe will get, which is CE certification, is the same thing that a poor patient in Machakos will be able to get. And so with that, we were able to make the cost cheaper for patients. And then the other last reason of why we also came is that we also realized that there was also problems with back pain. When you look at anyone, most adults, they go to hospital because of back and joint pain. And because of these pains, they are not able to continue with their activities. They can't be able to work, they can't be able to go to school, they can't be able to support themselves. And so, with the knowledge that we have come across and the training that we received, we're able to do injections for them at a much affordable price. So finally, back pain, which was a problem for many patients, you'd find many of them come because of back and joint pain. And so we're able to use the knowledge that we've received from Korea to be able to help them. How were we able to do that? An injection which was costing almost $2,000, we're able to do it for almost $20. And the most expensive one is maybe even $90. And it's because of the things that we learned. And so we're able to transfer that discount to the patients. So someone who was not working because of back pain, they can now go back to work. They can now support their families. And so it's for this type of people that we came. Yeah.
In Machakos Orthopedics, we believe that we are fast. Fast being FAST. Fast because we want to offer fast service. Many times patients will wait for long for services. Most of our patients in Machakos will be treated in the government facilities, where somebody could end up waiting for surgery for 2, 3, 4 months. I have a lady who we're going to do surgery this week who fractured her leg mid-September and was in hospital for about a month. When they saw they were not getting any treatment, they went home. They came to see us last week, and we're going to end up doing surgery on them this week. So we believe that we are fast, and we push for that so that people can be able to go back to their lives quickly. Secondly, we are affordable. My colleague has explained that we were able to bring down injections from $2,000 to as low as $90. And it's because we've been able to figure out where are the expensive places. Is it in the implants? We find ways of making them cheaper. Is it in the doctor's fees? We make it cheaper. Is it in the drugs? We find ways of making it cheaper so that it is affordable to everybody. We want surgeries also being done efficiently and also being done the first time. So our S is in the surgeries, fast, affordable surgeries in time. We want our surgeries being done in time so that somebody can be able to resume their activities. And then when we say in time, it's so that we don't have somebody coming for surgery later when they have to get repeat operations. So for example, we end up with people who have come with broken legs and the bone is protruding out. They could have their surgery done in 2 weeks. That is okay. The bone will heal. But you see, it will take them a year to get to heal. But if it's done in time, where you break today and you're sorted out today, then within 2 weeks, they will be good enough to start resuming their normal activities. And so our philosophy here is that we are fast. We do fast, affordable surgeries in time. So sometimes my friends ask me why I choose to work in Machakos. If I worked in Nairobi, I would earn more money. When I was in Kijabe, I was earning a certain amount of money, but then here, maybe not as much. I believe we are working for a greater need. We don't work purely for money. We believe that we are missionaries here in Machakos. And eventually, as long as our children can go to school, I can fuel my car, and I see a difference in the community, then the money does not become as important. I had a lady who once came to see me, and she had knee arthritis. And she said that she had one son. For her to have a knee replacement done, it would have meant selling the piece of land that they live on so that she can afford the knee replacement, so that she can get better. The alternative was not have the knee replacement so that she can leave the land for her son when she eventually dies, so she can leave an inheritance for her son. And those are the kind of patients that we deal with. When you deal with those kind of patients, you start realizing that money has a different value. It is not in how big a car I drive. It is not in how big a house I live in. It is in making a difference in the community. And so choosing to work in Machakos and accept earning as a missionary, a local missionary, for me it's so that I can be able to make a bigger difference, be able to serve more people, be able to serve those that cannot be reached because they don't have the kind of money that is needed by many of the orthopedic surgeons or many of the specialists, and also be able to serve even the children with disabilities whose parents would not take them to hospital because the children can't afford, the parents can't afford.
So why would I leave a very high-paying job to come to Machakos? That's a very important question. Sometimes I think I've just been realizing more and more that having the privilege of serving God is actually a bigger thing than just any money that can buy. Someone was once telling me that the only thing that I can go with people at the end of the day when I leave this world is people that I can go with. And so for me, as a missionary, it's an opportunity for me to be able to share God's word with my patients. And being in a place as a missionary here, that for me is the greatest wealth. And so I know that I am building my wealth I'm building a wealth that will last. The Bible says that build your wealth in things that will not rot, where no moth will eat it and no worms will destroy it. And so my wealth is in people. And what difference can I make in these people? And so the things that actually drive us is that if I have made a difference in this person's life, then hopefully when they look at my life, they will see Jesus Christ in my life. And because they have seen Jesus Christ in my life, they will desire to know this God who is in us. So being in a missionary, unfortunately, I cannot go say to the supermarket that, hey, I'm a missionary, give me a discount. No, that it just doesn't work. So we have to charge a fair price. And with the fair price that we charge, it's able to meet our needs. We're able to take our children to school, have employees, pay them, but at the same time not press our patients too much that they cannot be able to do this. So we want that by the good deeds that we do, we are glorifying God in heaven. And so because we know that God has totally called us to do this work, we know that He always provides for us. He is always faithful to provide for us. The time when we feel like you may not have enough money, something always happens and God provides for us. When we were getting our 2 children, we were quitting a very good place we were working. And you're thinking, just like in Korea, getting children is also not a cheap affair. It's not a cheap affair, and especially when you're as old as we are. You know very well, to be a cesarean section is going to be expensive. But God extended grace for us. You'd find the hospital asked us, how much money do you want to pay? I mean, which hospital asks you how much money you want to pay? That is God's grace. So anything that our needs, God has always met them. And so sometimes someone would be wondering, why am I quitting this high-paying job so that I can come here? Because I'm obeying. And because I'm obeying, God always provides for the call. Just like He provided for Elijah when He sent him to do anything. He would always provide the grace and the resources that are needed to do that job. Yeah. So there was this girl, I think now she's almost 16 years old. We first met her when she was 12 years old. This girl was born with a deformity where the hands are bent like this, the elbows are bent like this, and then, sorry, let me demonstrate, and then she's like this. So she was like this. So she's walking with this part and this part. Because of her deformity, her family had hidden her at home. She had never gone out of the house, inside the house, until she's 12 years old. And so they bring this child to us. Someone happened to hear that we were doing a program where they were doing free surgeries. And so the mother heard about it and she was brought to us. And so we had to do several surgeries over a period of 3 years. The first ones we did were to help her legs stop bending so that at least they were straight. Some of the legs were curved like this, making them straight. The hands were the last things that we were able to do. This is a girl who's never been to school. She has never been to church. She has never been outside the house. Relatives just happened to hear that she's the 12th born, apparently, out of 13 children. Hidden completely from all other relatives because of this disability. And so when we did surgery on her, it was able to restore her life. Her mother, because of the love that she felt and seeing her child getting better, the mother and the daughter gave their life to Christ on the same day. The mother is the one who taught the girl how to write for the first time. And so a girl who's 12 years old has never held a pen, was able now to be able to hold a pen because her hand had been corrected. And her life was totally changed. The girl started going to church, and even for the first time, there's a time once we happened to bump into the mother in the street, And the mother asked her, so where is Agnes? And she says, Agnes has gone to this relative. She's going to visit this relative. And so this girl who had been totally locked now is able to go to school, and she's now in school. She's now going to church. She's now with the family. And this family is very poor. Maybe this is a girl who now that because she has a reason to go to school, maybe she'll be the person who will be able to lift up this family. Yeah. So those are some of the people we could see that we could make a difference in their lives.